Apparently food prices are going up by 50% in November. 0%. Pardon? I'm gonna have to start chewing on the fucking tarmac. I'm gonna have to start mowing the lawn with my teeth. Food prices are going up, but all these supermarkets are making record-breaking profits. They are making the most profits now than they've ever made. How am I going to afford to buy my fucking 2% fat, lean turkey mince? It's currently £4.20, right? So that goes up by 50%, £6. Let's say £6. £6. Even petrol companies are making record-breaking profits from petrol. I wonder why. Now I'm not going to be able to go to the shops to buy this fucking expensive food because I can't afford the petrol for my car to get to the shops to buy that. We need to do something. What do we do? What can we do? We're all going to have to start growing fruit and veg in our gardens. Let's buy flipping greenhouses. We've got to stick together. I swear to God, every day I'm spending like £30. I leave the house, bam, £30. I walk into Lidl, bam, £30. Fucking B&M, £30. And if prices of food are gonna go up, why can't the national wage increase? How are we expected to buy a home when we can't even afford to buy a fucking cucumber?
UK said that they're doing a 50% rise on food. What food, by the way? The food that expires in 2-3 days. The food that if I don't put it in the freezer, especially the meat, it starts spoiling and going off. What food are you increasing to 50%? No, let's ask the British government this, because the British government, all they know is money, but they're losing their quality. No, what food are they increasing to 50%? The fruit and vegetable that I can't keep in my fridge for more than 24 hours. Please. 50%. Then we're just going to be robbing the store then. We're just going to be robbing it because the food is not worth 50% extra. Listen, if you don't go, even the butchers now, their food is dead. 50% on what? Tell me, sugar. Give me a break. They want to increase things by 50%. The British government are too enough, man. They're too much, 50%. What food are you guys providing for people that you're charging? It's not even like the food is organic. See these people who.
How does a company end up paying the same rate, the same hourly rate that you were paying 5 years ago? You're still looking to hire people and pay them the same amount of money in 2026. Or does that make sense?
I just paid $102.30 for gas. Over $100 for gas. This is actually insane. I also live in a state where public transportation basically doesn't exist. Like, you literally have to own a car and pay for gas to get to and from work, take your kids to and from school, go to the doctor, or do literally anything in your entire life that you want to do. And guess what? When gas prices are going up, the cost of everything else is going up. We live in a country that is heavily reliant on the trucking industry, and these companies that deliver your food, deliver your clothing, deliver your medications, deliver your freaking Amazon packages, they're not going to eat the cost when they are spending more and more money on fuel, just like they didn't give you back the tariffs that they charged you for. Let's be real for a second. The average American does not give a shit about the stock market. It is completely irrelevant in their life right now. The economy that people care about and need to pay attention to is the price of gasoline. Because there are Americans standing at the gas pump right now wondering what bills to push back just so that they can drive the rest of the way home. So if you voted for Donald Trump solely based on the fact that you were told and for some reason believed that prices would go down on day one, as he literally promised, I would love to know, how is that going for you?
I hate to be this person that is ranting and spreading negativity, but seriously, cost of living at the moment is insane. Like, I just did a grocery shop and I looked at everything that I got, and I sound like I'm being so ungrateful here. Hey, Hugo. And I looked at it all and I was like, that's $143. Like, just gone like that. For basically, like, it feels like nothing for what I actually got. And that's not even petrol prices, and I hate that I'm that person that's talking about petrol prices, but it's real life. Like, it's actually real life. Our car is diesel. It costs like almost $300 to fill our car. It's just like, how are we actually, as a society, as human beings, expected to live like this and just keep living and just act as if it's normal? Like, is this normal? Is this actually going to be our new normal? Like, it just blows my mind. I just don't know how we're meant to keep going like this. Like, and it makes me so sad. Like, it really makes me sad for a lot of people that are just, it's so hard.
Actually diabolical that even 90K, 100K feels unlivable, especially when you take taxes out. It's like 60,000 a year. After taxes, you're looking at like 2,500 bi-weekly, so like 5,000 a month. With roommates and without roommates, you're still looking at between like 1,600 to 3,000 if you live by yourself. And that's just to like have a roof over your head. Which is crazy because in the entirety time that I've ever made over 6 figures, I have always worked so many side jobs just to like save money. Meanwhile, back when I was like 21, I was making like 30,000 to 40,000 a year being a nurse in South Carolina. Tell me how like I was even surviving on that, and I felt like I was having so much fun, and now like that feels like nothing. I'm not living beyond my means. I have the same car that I've had for 11 years. I feel like I'm buying less groceries, and my groceries still cost way more than I ever did before. Like with Spirit going away, Delta removing their drink and food services, the world is getting far more expensive, and we're getting nothing in return. I don't really know what these billionaires think that they're going to get out of us, because at this point, if we don't have any money to spend, how are we going to buy your products? It's getting to the point where things are like so frustrating. Like, I don't want to work in this perpetual cycle of just like the rat race forever. I'm honestly like exhausted. I'm like looking at these jobs that I'm applying to, and it's like I do the math, and when you take out all the taxes, it's like nothing. It almost makes me want to go back into nursing full time, because like I don't know if I can take that pay cut, you know? And that's why everyone's in miserable jobs they don't want to be in, because you'd rather keep the job that you have with more money than get a pay cut role for a job that like you probably are overqualified for, but you want a new position.
Say that California has like higher taxes than everywhere else. I would like you to be specific. I would like you to explain to me what is cheaper about being here than being somewhere else, because I see all the time folks being priced out of their homes in other states because of the property taxes. My parents' property taxes are set at their 2001 rate for the rest of their lives, and if they move to a place that is of equal or lesser value than the house they currently live in, their property tax will follow them there. The majority of our income taxes go to the federal government. We have a small amount that goes to the California government, and then we have Medicare and disability and paid family leave buckets that are part of our California benefits. There are certain things that Californians, not Newsom, not any politician, that Californians have voted for and have been implemented because of us. One of them is a gas tax. One of them is a tax on cigarettes. Another one that people complain about a lot is undocumented people having access to healthcare. Yeah, we voted for that. We voted for that. We said, yeah, if undocumented people are sick, especially their children, we want them to be able to go to the hospital. Yeah, because we're not demons. The taxes are not why shit is unaffordable. The reason why shit is unaffordable is because of unfettered capitalism at a federal level, allowing for private equity to buy up 27% of single-family homes in the beginning of 2025. They are coming into our markets and buying up everything to keep the prices inflated where they currently are. And there's not going to be Congress like having a recession or having a bailout because of Citizens United. They're paying off anyone that could potentially burst the bubble. It's never going to burst. Anyway, give me your stories. How are taxes in California affecting your life in a way that they wouldn't affect your life in another?
My shipping company sent me this email a few days ago. I'm going to put it on the screen. So as you can see, effective May 11th, they will be charging GCT, right? Right. So not only will separate be increasing, but not the increase take effect yet. We think our increase. Gas price will be too bad. Flour gone up. US dollar already did high to begin with. But not only are we purchasing things in USD, and I send them come to Jamaica, then for pay the shipping company for bring it in and clear it. Now on top of that, they're asking me to pay GCT for something I pay already, I pay again for forget. And then I know I'm tired. Like, I'm genuinely tired because my pay now go up. My pay now go up and everything else I go up. Like, what more do I want from me? What more do I want to do? At this point, just take all of my organs and go on. That's the only thing I have left for offer. Yeah man, just take my organs and go on because I don't know what really I keep. What I expect people to live. So I would like to know, what shipping company are you using? And does your shipping company charge GCT? Because I'm looking for a new shipping company. Because I pay, I can't know. Because me a jump ship. I
live in Detroit, Michigan, and by the end of the month, I literally need $4,000. And I can't even afford that after 2 jobs. My rent in itself is $1,700 for the month. My electric bill is $300. Groceries for the month cost over $600. And now that I'm thinking about it, I literally didn't even factor in that gas costs $5 per gallon right now. I have to pay my phone bill, I have to pay the Wi-Fi bill, I have to pay for car insurance, I have to pay for my medical insurance. I literally rent a 1-bedroom apartment in Detroit. Why can't I afford to live off of 2 jobs? But yeah, Detroit is cheap.
What's getting to me lately is realizing that we trade all of our lives for work and for a paycheck that doesn't even stretch that far. Like, where's it going? Groceries, bills, gas, gone. And we're just supposed to keep going like this?
Vote for this because you didn't vote. You voted for this. And if you voted for Trump, yeah, okay, you voted for this. Economy's only going to continue to get worse. More people are about to lose their jobs. Things are going to get even more expensive. Be kind because you really don't know what someone's going through. And I don't know, touch some grass, go on a walk because life is rough, okay? And if you do still have a job in this economy, just thank God that you have a job, even though it might not be the job that you want. Thank God and be grateful that you have a job because there's thousands of people that don't have a job right now. Things are only going to get worse. That's really all I have to say for today.
I want to sit here and say this right quick. I know some of y'all may hate me for this take, but I seen what a content creator was going on a rant and was saying, you know, it's people out here that can afford, you know, these high prices right now. It's people out here who can afford these rent prices right now and they ain't complaining. Don't get me wrong. I'm able to afford my rent. I'm able to afford my car payments. I'm able to do things for myself, and I'm grateful. But at the same time, we shouldn't be, you know, paying for half of this shit. Like, shit is so high. I'm in Illinois, at this gas station where I always get gas. And last year around this time, I think gas at this gas station was like $3.09. Today it's $4.79. Don't get me wrong. If you're able to afford these high prices right now, good for you. Good for you. Be grateful. Thank God. But at the same time, you can afford these high prices and still advocate for lower cost of living and a better quality of life. It's people out here who cannot afford these prices. And for y'all to get on here and say, well, I can afford it. Child, that is so self-centered. I left my luxury apartment to move to a semi-hood in St. Louis to afford these prices. I had to adjust to a lot to afford these prices right now. You can sit here and be Ray Charles all day long to this shit, but it's here. And it's affecting people. Like, some of y'all just need to get out there.
It is insane to me how many of our friends have these lavish vacations, will do crazy landscaping, crazy home remodels, date night every weekend, paying for a sitter, going to trendy restaurants. You can't have a nice dinner in Austin with like a couple drinks that's under $400 at like a trendy restaurant. And I'm like, where are they getting the money from? And then once in a while, after a few drinks, you come to find out that your friends laugh at you when you talk about retirement because they have none. They have nothing saved. They have no savings. They're leveraged to the hilt. They all have loans that they took out for all of these remodels or vacations or plastic surgery. Like, they are all living in debt. And I don't understand. Like, I would die. The financial stress that I would feel every night, going to bed every night, if we had that type of debt, would kill me. My husband and I both work good jobs and we work our asses off and we pack our lunches every day for work to save money. And we're frugal in a lot of other areas. So like, we can indulge with travel and stuff, but we would never go into debt to do some of these things.
I am so sick and tired of boomers thinking that we are so lazy and irresponsible with money. Like, we don't live in the same economy as they did. Then they'll say, live below your means. You just get a job. But where? How can we get a job if they're not hiring? Or if they're not paying a livable wage for us to live off of? Like, rent for even the worst apartments is at least $1,000. Groceries and even a used car is way up there. It's expensive. Like they act like we just want to be bougie or lazy. All we want is a livable apartment with a car that gets us to point A to point B. And that's not even obtainable almost. And the wildest part...
a lot of videos on how much people spend in a month on bills in Canada. So I want to do a rundown of what we spend as a family of 3. We pay $1,900 a month in rent, $50 a month in parking because it's Vancouver, and then $200 a month in childcare because it's a $200 a day daycare program my son is enrolled in. Then $118 on phone bill. We also had $157 in insurance, car insurance, $300 a month in black tax because you have to send money back home, $450 a month on feeding, and then between $100 to $120 to get a full tank of gas, which usually lasts me for a month. And then what else do we have to, so if I had to go to the African store and do meat share that month, then I know I have to spend an additional $150 to $200 depending on the quantity of meat I wanted, because it usually lasts me for like 2-3 months. So that was kind of how we save money. We don't have any car payments. We don't have any, subscriptions, none of that. So that is what we spend as a family of 3 living in Vancouver. Let me know.
UK slow down. I don't know what it is with this country. You give us high moments, but now you want to slap us in the face. Cost of living is about to be 50% higher in November. What the actual hell, guys? We're not going to survive. Everyone is going to be skinny, bro. Everything is so expensive now, bro. KA, right? My favorite drink in the world. And yes, it's not a priority, but £1.19 it went up to now. £1 fucking 19. A wrap meal at McDonald's, £6.50. £6.50. I'll say it again. £6.50 in case you didn't hear it. The petrol prices right now. Have you seen the way people are complaining about it? Have you seen the way it's driving people mad? How is it so much more expensive to fill up your car? On top of bills and to keep a good mental health? Nah, this UK is going to finish us. This UK will finish us.
The cost of living crisis is about to double as food prices are set to increase by 50% by the time it gets to November. According to the Energy and Climate Intelligence Unit, climate and energy shocks, which have been heavily driven by Trump's war on Iran, have almost quadrupled the pace of food price growth, with the think tank adding that this could potentially send inflation to a new extreme. To put into perspective how bad and how serious this is, in 2021, just 2 years into the pandemic, the national minimum wage was at $8.72 per hour. As of now, May 2026, the national minimum wage is at $12.71 an hour. So in the last 5 years, people's wages have increased by less than £4. And it's not just the food prices that are rapidly increasing. We're also looking at council tax, we're looking at energy bills, we're looking at gas, petrol. But you know who's actually happy? Food companies like Co-op, who have recorded 100% profit despite a tricky year, as the BBC called it. And as Anna Taylor, the executive director of the Food Foundation, said, food prices rising this high and this fast leaves families on the lowest incomes with nowhere left to cut except the food on their plate. And when that happens, people skip meals, children go hungry, and diet-related illnesses increase, something that our NHS cannot afford. Companies are still recording the highest profits ever, yet the lines at food banks are getting longer. And with the little help that is provided to working class families and those in need, this will be really felt by the time it gets to winter. And these companies are still expecting the same amount of work and labor from their employees in these conditions and with this
depression right now. But the only reason why it's not called that is because the wealthy people are wealthier than they've ever been. It's not a depression for the rich people. They're doing fantastic. During the Great Depression, the average cost of a home was about $4,900, which today is about $90,000. That was about 3 times the average person's wages. In 2026, today, the average cost is about $410,000, which is about 8 times the average person's wages. This is not accidental, and this is not just inflation. It is deliberate overpricing by wealthy people to put more profit into their pockets. And this is working really well for them. Back in 1985, there were about 9 billionaires in the US, and now we have over 1,000. And we're even on track to get our first trillionaire. Can you even imagine? Can you even fathom how much money that is? Thing is, you can't. So let's put it this way. If you counted one number every single second, it would take you 31 years to count to 1 billion. To count to 1 trillion, it would take you 31,000 years. Meanwhile, the average American makes $66,000 a year. 1 in 4 Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, and it costs about $159K a year to live comfortably. Believe you me, we are in a depression. It's just not called that because we don't control the narrative.
I live in Seattle, right? And I was having a conversation with one of my friends from out of state. And I told him how much I get paid out here in Seattle, right? And he was like, oh my God, y'all get paid so good in Seattle. I need to move to Seattle. Yeah, move to Seattle and you move right back to where you came from. The only reason why we're getting paid as much in Seattle is to balance the cost of living. Seattle is not cheap. It's expensive out here. We are fighting for our lives. So yeah, stay where you at. You feel me? You probably getting paid less over there, right? But your rent is probably $2. So
with money, prices are just double what they were 20 years ago. I'm Bella, and this is my big sister take on the cost of living, because I really thought my postgraduate paycheck meant city breaks and shopping hauls, not standing in Sainsbury's debating whether to get olive oil, butter, or the nice apples. Sometimes I look at older generations and think, how were they so far ahead at my age? Then I remember my grandparents bought their first home for £3,000. Inflation hit 11% in 2022, which is the highest in over 41 years, but our salaries haven't kept up. And so we're trying to live the same lives that they did on a completely different economy. And then we blame ourselves for falling behind, for feeling not good enough, for feeling like we should be further ahead, when really the game has changed. So follow along if you want to figure this out.
No, it's not funny, but like shit is so bad I have to laugh. I got a Snapchat memory the other day of like 5-ish years ago when I got a job offer for like $60K a year, and I was boasting. Like I was like, oh my God, like I thought that I made it. Okay, I thought that because back then, $60K salary, like a year, like you damn near like were making $100K. Okay, it was the equivalent of making like $100K now. And I just remember feeling like victory, like this little girl made it. And now just to think about like that is breadcrumbs. Like you cannot survive off of that salary, especially not in a city. And then I was thinking about how I used to fill half of my tank when I was living in LA for $40. And I remember thinking, damn, this shit is expensive, because I grew up in Wisconsin and $40 is what it would take to fill my entire tank. Now, living back in buttfuck nowhere, Wisconsin, it takes $40 to fill half my tank. I'm paying Los Angeles prices in buttfuck nowhere, Wisconsin. Like, it's just crazy. Like, thinking about how things were so different. Like you could survive working a part-time job a couple years ago. Now, like you need 3 jobs just to like maintain. Like if you want to actually like do things, or I have to be making like over 100K or close to it.
London is so expensive. I genuinely think day to day how I'm going to be living on my own years to come, with all these bills skyrocketing through the bloody roof. Like I've always thought about a reasonable income that I'd be able to make to live on my own. And if I was to own something like a house, I'd need around 3.5 to 4K. Maybe I'm even speaking short. Because think about it, you need to pay your rent, you need to pay your car, you need to get groceries. And then what if when kids come along onto the plan? This is not normal shit. Back in the day, you could buy houses for like 250K. Now you can't even jump on a ladder to start unless it's 450K plus. Like, what happened to the budget? Just to find something bloody reasonable, you gotta leave the area, you gotta leave London. You gotta go Leeds, you gotta go Essex, because they've got things available there.
Man, look at this shit, bruh. Man, $5 for fucking gas on the East Coast is insane. Like, the cost of living is really fucking high as shit. This is the highest I ever seen it. I'm only 26 years old, man. Like, cause some older people tap in with me and like tell me, has it ever been bad like this in terms of the pricing and the cost of living, rent? groceries, like, has it ever been this high before in history? I remember when I was like 8 years old and the Bush administration was in office and gas was like $4, but fucking cigarettes was $4 back then. So that was you know what I mean? It was a real different time.